everyone. Hope you're having a good day. My name is Tamlin Hardy and I'm the Education Manager here at SANCCOB in Cape Town, South Africa. And today we are meeting another one of our ambassador birds. And today we're lucky to meet our only resident penguin that isn't an African penguin, Rocky. Rocky is a rockhopper. Rockhoppers are not found on the African continent. There's only one penguin that lives on the African continent, the African penguin, which is what this whole campaign is about, is making people more aware about the plight of the African penguin and how the numbers for this bird is dwindling and they are becoming even more and more endangered as time goes by. But we're very blessed here at SANCCOB to have another penguin that lives with us, and that is beautiful Rocky in front of me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Rocky's story so you can get to know her better. And after that, we'll go to questions. I have a class with me from Texas today. Guys, thank you so much for joining into the lesson. And we'll be turning on the chat. So if anyone who's watching from anywhere else in the world would like to ask questions, or if you'd like me to call your class sometime with Rocky or one of our other ambassador birds, please talk to Joe from Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants. Now, Rocky came to SANCCOB on the 29th of January in 2009 when she was 1 year old. So that makes Rocky 7 now. As I said, Rocky is a rockhopper. She is more specifically a northern rockhopper, and they are found on islands below South Africa and South America, so islands in the sub-Antarctic, namely Marion Island. Now she was found on a boat on a beach just along our coastline here in South Africa, which is very odd because rockhoppers do not live in this part of the world. So you might be thinking, how on earth could she have gotten here? If she lives on islands below South Africa or even below South America, how would she have wound up all the way in South Africa? Now, the first reason why she could have arrived here is that she may have been caught in a Benguela current and she was too weak to swim against it. Rockhoppers can swim very large distances, especially when they're juveniles, which is when they're between 1 and 2 years old. And that's especially if they're juveniles that are fattening up and getting ready to molt, because penguins do molt once a year. So she could have been caught in that current and been taken towards South Africa. That's the first way she could have wound up here. Another way this could have happened was that she could have accidentally been caught by a fisherman, and then perhaps this man or woman thinking, oh, I'll do this bird a favor and chuck it off when we get close to land, but she wound up in a completely different country to where she normally lives. So that all being said, she arrived here, and you might be thinking, okay, so she got here, but why is she still here? Why didn't you just take her back to her island? Now, the thing is, there's still a lot of research that needs to go into avian diseases. Avian diseases are very much still being studied. So we have no idea that if we take Rocky back to her island, she could carry, ooh, sorry, she saw a fly. Oh, she caught it. Sorry, that was amazing. She caught this fly that just flew past her. Sorry. Well done, girl. Well done. Oh, no, that was random. So the thing is, we don't know that if we take Rocky back to the island where she's from, she could carry African penguin illnesses back to her island and she could make her friends and family sick. So because we're not 100% sure about her carrying illnesses and how it would impact her colony, we decided that it was best just to keep her here. So Rocky is our ambassador bird and everybody loves her here at SANCCOB. She is a very popular lady here, and everyone loves chatting to Rocky and getting to know her, and I hope you guys have enjoyed getting to know her too. Although a question that I get asked very often is, don't you guys worry about Rocky and worry that she's a little bit lonely because there are all these African penguins here and, you know, maybe Rocky wants to get married and have little rockhoppers one day or something like that. So we did actually try and organize a husband for her once. It was this nice chap from the aquarium named Hopper. But, you know, organized marriages don't normally work out. So we brought him around and she wasn't very impressed with him. And I've actually got a video here that I can share with you. I'm just going to share my screen so you can see. And this is the first time that Rocky met that other rockhopper penguin Hopper from the aquarium. So I've muted the sound. I'm just going to walk you through it. So this is Rocky here in the front, and that guy back there, that's Hopper, and this is them meeting. So let's see how their first encounter went. So you can see Rocky is not very interested in this chap. She's just wanting to walk away, like, oh, I don't really like that guy. He's a little bit boring. I think I'm just going to go away. And he's going to try and give her some company now. Oh, here comes Hopper. Oh, no, no, no. She didn't like him at all. And it was pretty much like that the whole time that they were here. And we decided in the end eventually, oh, you know, we should just take him back to the aquarium. So Hopper is fine. He's at the aquarium. And Rocky, she's a single lady here. But she is very happy and very well taken care of at SANCCOB. And if you guys want to help us take care of more endangered penguins, or if you want us to help more seabirds, you can get involved by going to our website, www.sanccob.co.za, where you can adopt a penguin and help us cover the costs that go into keeping these penguins healthy and releasing them back into the wild. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you were just tuning in, because you wanted to meet Rocky, you're welcome to head off now. But I'm going to go over for questions to our class from Texas. And guys, thank you so much for watching the lesson. Please join us again for our next lesson, which will be happening in a few days, where we will be learning more about crimes against seabirds. All right, so guys, I'm going to unmute you now. And I'm looking forward to any questions that you have. And I'm also going to open up the chat just in case anyone wants to ask some questions on that side. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we sure can.
Yes.
Okay, great, guys. So if you have any questions about Rocky or penguins or SANCCOB or South Africa, you're welcome to ask.
Okay, here we go. Let's start with Cooper. Please stand up and introduce yourself. Okay.
Hi, my name is Cooper Purcell, and what kind of penguin diseases are there?
You're going to have to say that a little bit louder for me.
What kinds of penguin diseases are there?
What kind of penguin diseases do you encounter? How does the birds get sick?
Okay, so the only penguin that lives in South Africa that we would actually see is the African penguin. We have, however, seen emperor penguins here at our facility before, and we've also seen a few rockhoppers. But other types of penguins, they just live very, very far away, so it would be very odd for them to have come out this far. Although we have gone out and helped a rockhopper colony during an oil spill. There was that's why they're rockhoppers, aren't they? We did go out for an oil spill that happened on Kuna Island, which is just below South Africa, to help with a bunch of rockhoppers that had been involved there. So we've only really dealt with African penguins frequently, but we've also seen some emperors and some rockhoppers. Thank you. Great question.
Okay. Go ahead, babe. Speak up.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Was Rocky injured when you found him?
No, she was all right. She was just in the wrong place. And I'm sure she was very hungry as well if she was just sitting in that boat. So she was okay. Although Rocky actually has had malaria before. The mosquitoes in South Africa carry avian malaria, and she has been bitten and she's had malaria before. So she's a very tough girl. She's a very, very tough girl.
Okay, go ahead, darling.
Hi, my name is Sophia.
Speak up, baby.
Hi, my name is Sophia. How many types of penguins are there?
There are 17 types of penguins in the world.
Wow.
So, yeah, there are lots and lots of different types of penguins. So it's not only the happy feet ones and the penguins of Madagascar ones. There are many different types of penguins.
What type are the penguins from Happy Feet?
Happy feet, those guys would be emperors. No, I'm lying. No, they are. Yes, they're emperors. They're emperors. I got muddled with pink penguins for a second. Yes, they are.
What's your biggest penguin that you have here? You have there right now?
Your largest penguin that you have in your facility.
Okay, so all African penguins, they're not very big, right? So they probably only go about up to your knee. So all of them are kind of that size. Although when they're getting ready to molt, when they're going to get ready to lose their feathers, they'll almost double in weight because they'll eat and eat and eat and eat. And that's because when they start losing those feathers, they can't go into the ocean to swim and catch fish. So while their feathers are coming off, they don't eat at all. So they get really, really fat so they can live off what's in their system at the time. So our fattest penguins are probably, closer to 4 kilograms, which is almost, a little bit close to double what they would normally weigh. Sorry, Rocky's just wandering around my office here. That's a very good question. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Kelsey. How many penguins do you have in all?
How many penguins do you have in all at your facility?
Right now, we've got close to 100. There are about 150 birds in the center altogether. But SANCCOB has worked with 90,000 seabirds since we've opened. And the largest rescue mission that we've worked with at a time was 20,000 birds, which was the treasure oil spill in 2000. So we've worked with quite a few penguins, and we'll see, 1,000 to 1,500 African penguins a year. So we actually see quite a few of them. And there are only about 18,000 breeding pairs left of this animal. So we deal with a big chunk of them every year.
Oh, look. Maybe she's looking at her shadow.
Yeah. I think she's hearing someone next door, like, what's going on? Yes. You had a question for me?
How old were you when you started working at SANCCOB? How old were you when you started working?
She wants to know how old were you when you started working with penguins?
I started working with penguins 3 months ago. So I was the same age I am. Actually, no, I'm lying. I was 23 when I started, and I turned 24 2 days ago. So I was 23 way back then. Good question. Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you.
Well, then I have a question for you. How did you come to be a person to help save penguins?
Well, obviously, if you're someone that studied something to do with this type of thing, that's great. I didn't. I actually studied mathematics, and somehow I'm doing this instead. So, boys and girls, it's important to remember. Oh, sorry, girl, did you trip? It's important to remember that if you want to help animals, you can. You can. It doesn't matter if you are a vet or if you're doing something that's completely different. If you are passionate about something and you want to help and you want to make a difference, just go out there and do it. So for me, I got involved with this type of work because I love animals and I love kids and I love teaching and I want to try and make a difference. So if you want to get involved with animals in this type of work, just do it. Go to your local shelter and get involved. Don't worry too much about, oh, what do I have to study and da-da-da. It's okay. If it's what you're meant to do, then it'll happen.
Speak up, baby.
Hi, my name is Tristan. How many small penguins do you have?
Do you have any baby penguins?
Oh my goodness, we have so many baby penguins. So chick season is coming up. And right now, like I said, there are only about 150 birds here. But come November, hello girl. Come November, December, we get 700-800 birds in here at once, and most of them are abandoned African penguin chicks. And something that's really cool at SANCCOB that we do is we get eggs from the wild. We get penguin eggs in from the wild, and we hatch them ourselves here at the facility, and then we'll raise them until they're big enough and release them back into the wild. So we have lots of baby penguins. We deal with hundreds of them a year.
Before she asks her question, when do you release the baby penguins? Is there a certain time that you release them?
It would normally be between 3 and 4 months old, because when they hatch, they're covered with fluff, and their fluff starts to, oh, thank you, their fluff starts to come off. So we need to wait until all of their fluff is gone, which does take, about 3 months. And then once the majority of their fluff is gone, they start a water training, and we make sure that their feathers are ready for them to go back to the wild. And that can take about a month as well. But it lines up nicely because we try and release them around about the same age that in the wild they would start going out into the ocean. So about 3 to 4 months. It's a great question. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to take one more question and then we got to go. Rocky's even turning her back to you. She's done.
Last question. Go ahead, speak up.
Hi, my name is Bianca. How can we adopt a penguin?
How can we adopt a penguin as a class?
That's a great question. So if you want to adopt a penguin, you can go to our website, www.sandcob.co.za. And you guys, you work with US dollars, so it's $40 to adopt a penguin. And that money goes towards buying fish and medicine and all the things that we need to help rescue the endangered African penguin. And if you do this, you will receive an adoption pack all the way from Cape Town, South Africa, and you get to name your very own penguin.
We get to name it?
You do. You get to name him yourself, and it's your very own penguin that you have helped rescue. So, guys, Ricky and I have to go, but we do hope that you adopt, and we do hope that you enjoyed this. So, cheers, and we hope that you have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.